In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to grow your fan base on Instagram and give you the formula you need to follow to make sure that your follower count continues to rise. So let's get into it. Hey, what's good? And welcome to Music Space, where we help working musicians just like you learn how to quickly and easily make a living with your craft. So if you're new here to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. Now there's a lot to cover here, so let's jump right into it. So one of the things that you need to understand is that not all social media platforms are alike. Each social media platform has its own set of rules, best practices, and standards. A lot of musicians and people alike think they can just post one thing on, one platform and then post that same thing on another platform and it work with growing their follower count. And that's just not an effective strategy. Instagram in particular is about short form content and pictures. It's not the place to post your, 15-minute jam session or your, 10-minute solo. It's a platform about sharing the up close and personal with your audience so that you're able to develop a connection with your audience. What you want to be doing is creating and posting short, fun, engaging content that allows your followers to get to know you over an extended period of time. I mean, just think about it. There's likely somebody on Instagram that you follow right now in which you know exactly what they eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know their workout routine and where they tend to work out at. You know the outfits that they wear on the weekend, and you know most of their personal hobbies. And you know all of this by watching their stories or their feed over an extended period of time. This is the level that you want your audience on Instagram to know you at. And this is really what Instagram has become known for and what people use and come to Instagram for. So with that said, let's jump into the 5-step formula you need to be following to grow your fan base on Instagram. And I have a very critical bonus tip for you at the end of this video about growing your fan base on Instagram. So make sure you watch this video to the end. Now, the first tip is the most obvious and the most simple, and that is promote your Instagram. Now, like I said, I know this seems obvious, but you would be surprised by the amount of people who simply just sit back and think people are just supposed to follow them. Like they're supposed to, post something and then people just come. And that's not how it works. What you want to be doing is letting people know about your Instagram and letting people know that they can follow you on Instagram. So every time you make a post of yourself performing or playing or whatever on other social media like Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, make sure to include your Instagram on the links in that video and tell people in that video to follow you on Instagram. Let people know you have an Instagram. It's really simple. You can also do stuff like put your Instagram on your business cards. The business cards that you should have that you're passing out at your events and your gigs and things that you play at. Give those people your Instagram on your business card so that they know that they can follow you there. Also, when you're performing at gigs, you can ask the audience to follow you on Instagram. Those moments where you're stopping in between songs and you ask the audience, hey, what do you think about this song, or whatever you're saying to relate to the audience, let people know that they can follow you on Instagram. Have them pull it up on their phones right there in the moment and say, hey, follow me at such and such on Instagram. Like, you should really be doing this at all of your gigs, and at every new gig that you have, you should be getting new followers just by this method alone. So this tip is really simple. Include your ad on all of your posts on your social media. Let people know that you have Instagram and that you want them to follow you on Instagram, or that they can follow you on Instagram. It's really simple. Now, right before we get to the next tip, if you're getting value out of this video so far, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because that lets me know that you appreciate this type of content, and it lets me know what type of content to make for you in the future. Okay, so the next tip is you want to be using hashtags. Now, there was a study that was done that found that 88% of businesses and brands use at least one hashtag on their post. And of all of the posts that they make, the ones that use a hashtag get about 13% more engagement on those posts. Now that's 13% more engagement on a post with the hashtag than one without it. Now just imagine if you use several hashtags. And one of the great ways that you can use hashtags is use popular and trending hashtags. And the cool part about this is that it's really simple to find these. You can do a quick Google search on popular and trending hashtags and find out the ones that people are using mostly. And that gives you a good general list of hashtags to use in all of your posts. Now, a tip here is that you don't want to overuse hashtags. It sort of makes you appear desperate if you have 25, 30, 40, hashtags under a single post. And nobody's going to read all of that stuff anyway. So you don't want to have it, sort of jumbled up in a bunch of hashtags. Shoot for a good 4 or 5, at the most 7 or 8 per post. And that should be like the sweet spot for your post to get noticed and to get archived under those hashtags that you post. And another thing you want to do with hashtags is create your own personal hashtag and use it religiously. And what I mean by this is simply create yourself a hashtag for what you do, your music, your brand. It doesn't have to be anything, really creative or really thought out or something like that. Just a hashtag that you can use to create, sort of an archive of everything that you post. So anytime somebody searches that particular hashtag, your post comes up. And again, this is something that's a long-term strategy in which once you post a lot of things with that particular hashtag, it sort of becomes your hashtag and it's what people know you for. But hashtags is definitely one of the ways that you grow your fan base and get more engagement from your posts on Instagram. Okay, so the next tip is you want to keep it simple. You have to use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So if I haven't made it clear thus far, growing your fan base on Instagram and getting engagement on Instagram is hard work. And it's really easy to get burned out over time, especially if you're not getting the followers you want, in a reasonable amount of time. So you have to keep things simple from the start to keep yourself from getting tired and getting burned out. And one of the main things you want to stay away from with this is trying to be perfect and posting, perfect pictures and perfect post of you performing or whatever the case may be. You really need to stray away from that because it's really hard work trying to make posts, take thousands of pictures just to get the right one, do multiple takes of a video just so you can post the right one. You want to sort of stray away from that thing. And I'm not saying, don't be excellent, but don't spend a lot of time trying to post a lot of perfect content. In fact, you actually want to be vulnerable and more imperfect. Again, Instagram is about the up close and personal of your life, and people appreciate imperfection because that allows them to relate to you more. If you're like this perfect figure and, portraying yourself to be perfect, people find it hard to relate to that because people aren't perfect. So give people a lot of that behind the scenes stuff that you do when you're messing up or when you trip over something, that kind of stuff, the funny quirks about your life. Those are the types of things that people can relate to. And so you don't need to go out and buy like some fancy camera or something like that to, post Instagram content. Use your phone, use your Android, your iPhone, whatever, put it in vertical mode, hit the record button, take a picture and post it. It's really that simple. And the 3 main types of posts you want to be doing on Instagram is Reels, Stories, and posting to your feed. And right now, at the time of the making of this video, Reels is the newest thing on Instagram, and it's one of the #1 ways to grow your fans and grow your following on Instagram. And this is always the case when a platform like Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media platform, releases a new feature of that platform. They give preference to that new feature because they want people to use it. So they tend to promote your content a whole lot more than what it would on a normal, say, post on your feed. All right, so real quick, I want to jump in and show you this screenshot of something that just came out that's really important. And it came out right after I finished recording this video, so I'm having to jump in and show you a screenshot. But check this out. This is Thursday, November 20th, and this article is about Instagram. It says that on Thursday, the Facebook-owned company unveiled the first major change to its app home screen in 10 years. The new design gives its 15-second video feature, Reels, its own tab. With the changes, Instagram is making a big bet on the future of short-form video. Listen, Reels is important. What I just finished revealing to you in this video about Reels, you can see from this article, Instagram itself is putting a lot of weight into Reels, and it's one of the things that it's using to promote content on Instagram. So make sure you are using Reels. So if you haven't experimented with Instagram Reels yet, make sure you jump on that right away. All right, so the next tip is you want to be educating and entertaining with your posts on Instagram. Now, this tip is really about the type of content that you share on Instagram. And basically what this means is that all of the content that you post on social media, be it Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, or whatever, all comes down to 2 categories: education or entertainment. Now, as musicians and performing artists and things like that, we tend to lean more towards the entertainment side of it, but there's definitely the education side of it too, where you post clips of, you teaching a song or something like that that you play or that you sing or whatever the case may be. It just depends on what type of audience you want to build and what you're planning to do with your Instagram. So no matter which one of these categories you pick, what you want to be doing is breaking your content down to the simplest, bite-sized, consumable piece of content that you can. Again, it's about short form content. Think about Instagram stories right now. The limit is 15 seconds per clip. So it's about short form content. And you want to make a lot of your posts about your life and your up close and personal outside of being a musician. Like, what are some of the other things you do outside of being a musician and an artist? Do you ride a motorcycle or ride a skateboard? Or do you collect rare coins or baseball cards? Anything like that you want to be giving people something to relate to you, those are the type of posts that you want to be posting on Instagram. And of course, it goes without saying that you want to be posting your artistry and what you do as an artist and a musician and all of that. But those are the things that people are going to see from you all the time, especially when you're posting gigs and stuff like that on other social media, which you'll probably have some of the same followers from other social media on your Instagram. So you want to make it a variety of those up close and personal things about your life. But the thing to get here is that you want to have your posts and your content and everything that you put on Instagram to sort of have a focus. It needs to be under a category of, entertainment or education. And sometimes you can bridge those two things of what they call edutainment. But generally speaking, you want to keep it, pretty veered toward one of those ways or the other. Okay, so the next tip about building your fan base and growing an audience on Instagram is you want to be consistent. And this is really simple. Consistency is king. You cannot post on Instagram once every, 3 or 4 weeks and expect to gain a followership. That's just not how Instagram works. You want to be posting on Instagram at a bare minimum of about 3 to 5 times per week. And ideally, you want to be posting on Instagram multiple times per day. In whatever schedule you decide to follow with posting, it needs to be consistent. People need to know that they can rely on your posts or that they're going to see your posts on a regular basis. You can't just, again, show up and post something and then, get a few followers. And then, a month or two later, you post something else and people are like, oh, I forgot about this dude because there's 1,000 other people that I follow on Instagram that post all the time. And I'm more interested in their content. And I only have so much brain real estate to give all of these people that I follow. So only certain amounts of people are going to get that attention. And you want to be one of those people. And the way that you do that is staying consistent with your posts. So do what you need to do to make this happen. Plan your post ahead of time if you can. Think about what your Instagram strategy for that week is going to be. How many times you're going to post or the types of things that you're going to post. You can switch it up. And that's the cool thing about Instagram. It doesn't have to stay one thing. You can go a month just posting, your workout videos or 2 weeks posting what you eat for dinner. It doesn't matter as long as you stay consistent with those posts. And you also need to be studying what other Instagram musicians and artists and, just people with high follower counts are doing. How many times per week or per day are they posting? This sort of gives you an insight into what's working on Instagram. So find some of those people with the high follower counts, follow them, jump down in their comments, see what people are saying about their content in those, things that they post. So that gives you some ideas and gives you a gauge about the type of content you can be posting. And there's 1,000 different ways you can, get information about what's working on Instagram, but you need to be following some of these strategies so that you consistently stay in the know, because rules and, practices and all of that stuff change on a dime on these social media platforms, especially platforms like Instagram. The thing to get here is be consistent. But question for you, how many followers do you currently have on Instagram and how many followers do you want to have on Instagram? Like literally, what's the number? What's the number that you have right now? And what's the number of the amount of followers that you want on Instagram? Jump down in the comment section and let me know. And here is the extremely critical tip that you definitely need to be doing, or in this case, not doing on Instagram. And that is follow for follow. Do not, I repeat, do not do follow for follow on Instagram or any social media. This has become a sort of popular way to gain followers on social media platforms like Instagram. And basically what it is that, you tell somebody, hey, you follow me and I'll follow you. And then, the thinking there is that both people's follower accounts go up. And you see this quite a bit in a lot of the Facebook groups, like, hey, you got a Facebook group of 10,000 people and people are saying, hey, follow me and I'll follow you, follow me and I'll follow you. And presumably your follower account goes up. And this is a really bad idea for a couple of reasons. One of which is that it simply doesn't work. Most people in those Facebook groups and things like that, you'll get a few followers, but most people won't follow back. When you start to follow people, they won't follow you back. So it just kind of even doesn't work on the surface. But the bigger reason is that it's sort of an empty way to get followers. And what I mean by that is what you want to be aiming for on Instagram and social media, period, is engagement and audience retention for what you do. Generally, what happens when you do follow for follow is that it's some random person whose content you're not interested in and they're not interested in your content. So all you have is a number, but you don't have anybody engaging in your content. So you're following them on their Instagram page about basket weaving or something, and then they're following you on your page about, you posting some music clips of you playing or something like that. Neither one of you guys are really interested in each other's content. Thus, all you have is a number. And the thing about that is the only way that you're going to grow your Instagram and grow it into a business where you can start doing things about making money, because again, remember, this channel is about leveling up and making more money as a musician. But the only way you're going to do that is you gain audience retention and you get people interested in what you're doing. And that just does not happen with follow for follow on Instagram. All right, so I hope you really enjoy that content. Make sure you go out and start applying these methods on your Instagram today. And thank you so much for watching this video. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And here are some other videos that you can watch right now.